Thanks, everyone. It's really nice to be here. Really appreciate all the good vibes and sweetness. It's really nice to be here. Laurent, thank you, and Andre for the invitation. So yeah, I'm an artist. I live here, Playa Hermosa, just north of here at Santa Teresa. I've been here for about 7 years, and professional artist. And I'll show you this presentation of mine. It shows my art. So yeah, my name is Carey Thompson. I'm a professional multidisciplinary artist working under my brand, Galactivation. My career began as a painter primarily, using oils, and over time evolved to doing large-scale immersive installations. I've designed and built stages and sculptures for large festivals and created permanent installations all over the world. I was the art director as well, one of the world premier international music and art festival, Boom Festival in Portugal from 2010 to 2020. So yeah, just going to go through some slides of my work and talk about some things as I go. I originally went to school at UNC in Chapel Hill, pursuing medicine and a degree in biology, but realized through a psychedelic epiphany that I was guided not by my true desires in life, but material success. I withdrew from the university the day after that trip and have since pursued a life of art, merging my love of the sciences with a more balanced spiritual perspective. Over some time, I began to realize that the intention behind all my work is to inspire and help strengthen people's connection to nature and all that is. I believe we are here to pursue our dreams and discover what it is that we love and focus this passion on our creativity and share that with the world. It is that passion which is contagious and inevitably will inspire those it touches, snowballing out into the world. So it is tantamount that I myself remain immersed in nature in an environment that nurtures my own personal connectivity to universal beauty and inspiration. All of life in the natural world exists in an intricate web of interdependence, and we can witness this everywhere. Yet we as humans are generally removed from that, this separation being at the root of the destruction of the environment, sexism, racism, etc. Somewhere along the line, at some point, we deviated from the awareness and no longer saw each other and the rest of the world around us as a reflection of ourselves. This separation gave rise to greed, which I feel is the real pandemic that is not in harmony with nature and is the essence of imbalance and is shaping up to be the cause of our species' demise. However, I'm an optimist till the very end, and I have faith that we can turn this ship around. In fact, I believe the tide is actually shifting, and larger numbers of people are waking up to these realities and beginning to alter course to a life in harmony and one that is symbiotic with the rest of nature. I sincerely believe that art is one of the most powerful catalyzers to help bridge this divide and remind people of their deep cellular and molecular connection to everything. I know this because that's how it was for me, and other art forms such as music ignited something deep within me and inspired me to come to these realizations and create a life based on inspiring others. One of the tools I use in my art is sacred geometry. As plants, minerals, animals, insects, etc. all have their design, these geometries in the micro and macro scale, there is an inherent resonance that connects it all. Sacred geometry is in essence a multidimensional bridge between the seen and unseen worlds from which all things emerge. I have studied sacred geometry and used it in my work now for 25 years, understanding that it is key to helping catalyze this awakening in people. In utilizing templates in my art based off sacred geometric design, for example, the golden mean proportion, it ensures that the audience feels a familiarity and resonance with the art. Temple and church designers did this throughout the ancient world. You see, you cannot not resonate with sacred geometry because we are sacred geometry right down to the atoms in our cells. From molecular bonds in chemistry and biology on the microscopic scale to the massive structures of galaxies spanning light years, sacred geometry can be found everywhere, and by beginning to learn and understand this, a change begins from deep within that affects the way we see ourselves in the world and then begins to shift our perspectives and then finally our behaviors. While I love to travel and explore the beautiful planet, I knew that to be an artist, I would need to build a solid and grounded foundation somewhere. I set out on a quest in my early 20s to find a place anywhere on Earth that excited me and would keep me inspired and connected to the natural frequencies I needed to channel my art. At that point in my life, I was able to surrender to whatever guidance came my way and follow the signs to wherever they would lead me. In the spring of 1998, I convinced my friend to drive his Volkswagen bus from Florida down to Costa Rica. I spent my first trip here exploring the different regions of the country, already knowing as soon as I crossed the border that this was to be my future home. I fell deeply in love with the southern Nicoya, as it was the perfect balance of the tropical spectrum I was experiencing. Not too dry, like north of here in Guanacaste, but yet not too wet, like the southern zone, like Osa. But there was a specific moment in the midst of a powerful mushroom journey, low tide in Playa Hermosa, with the new moon, the Milky Way out, all the stars you can imagine, phosphorescence in the water, that I knew I had found my place on Earth, and then I planted there my etheric staff. Since that moment, the universe has conspired along to make that dream a reality. And now, over 23 years later, I can honestly say that reality has surpassed the dream and is beyond what I was even capable of imagining then. I also know I'm not alone in that dream, and I feel I am but one part of a global collective vision of countless souls on a similar path, all working towards that same goal and visions to become true stewards of the land and in loving community. And besides the warm climate that really suits my physical being, I absolutely love the flora and fauna that are found here, and I'm constantly discovering more and more beauty and inspirational designs. I really love working with natural materials such as bamboo, which is abundant and perhaps the most sustainable building material on Earth. It's truly amazing what you can do with it, and I've learned so much just by spending time letting it reveal to me all of its potential. I also try to merge my designs with technology wherever possible and appropriate. I feel there's a special relationship between nature and technology that can be explored through art. Technology is certainly here to stay, so embracing it and discovering new ways to merge it into making beauty is a powerful way to help steer ourselves towards a more sustainable approach towards it. I'm always interested in discovering emerging technologies that I can incorporate into my installations and try to remain on the cusp of novelty. From advances in LED lighting systems, lasers, and projection mapping, I've been able to take my art to entirely new levels I never would have imagined possible early on in my career. And now with AI and applications like Stable Diffusion, it's possible to tap into the collective mind of all of humanity and propel things even further. Merging as many technologies as possible into a project is extremely fun and has truly unlocked some serious potential in immersive art. With motion reactive technologies and other sensor-type devices, I've been able to explore as well more interactive installations that engage the audience in a more tangible, experiential way. I also like, however, to work within the limits of an environment and work with materials that are locally available. Like this project here in Santa Teresa I did a couple years ago. I've also done manufacturing projects like these rugs I designed and produced. And here I have some videos that demonstrate a bit more about the ways technology has become integral to my work. This is one of my more recent pieces I did at Boom Festival last summer. It's called The Beacon. It was pretty fun. It's got a motion sensor inside that activates the light beam that shoots straight down, but only when you're right underneath it. You might be able to see some people playing in that there. Super fun. Use Stable Diffusion for the animations, for the visual mapping. Really melted a lot of faces out there with it. And this is a permanent piece, so next year I'm going to be out there adding to it and just keep evolving it over the years, which is really exciting. instead of having to like build something and take it down when the weekend's over. This is the same piece, just a little further back. So yeah, next year there's going to be 4 of those secondary towers with a catwalk in between them, and more tech, more lasers, more everything. This is a stage for a concert I did at a New Year's party in San Francisco a few years back. I had a team of about 12 different video mappers that all were working together. The front of house looked like NASA ground control. This is New Year's party here, Santa Teresa, driftwood, bamboo, all that fun stuff. It's a fun jungle party, for sure. Here's that one from Boom again. It shows more of the video mapping. Here's a cool time lapse of a project I did, which is a cannabis dispensary in Northern California. It shows a bit of the process that goes along in making something like this. This, I believe, is about 1 month of a time span put into this video. It's a lot of tech, a lot of lights, a lot of laser projections, just to sell some weed. And here's another big reason I chose to call this place home. Riding the waves of synchronicity and serendipity, which I call synchrondipity, that led me here in the first place. So naturally I had to learn to ride real waves so that I could reinforce my ability to ride the waves of life. And the most profound aspect to surfing for me is the fact that I'm connecting directly to the universal current that pervades everything. When you think of it, waves are simply the result of energy accumulated over large distances over the ocean, transferred from the wind. That wind is the result of moving pockets of heat in our atmosphere, which is generated from the sun's radiation. That energy is the result of fusion reactions at the core of the sun, which started with the birth of the sun. The star's birth being the result of previous supernova, and so on and so on. So you can directly trace each wave to the literal birth of the universe, which is why, to me, surfing is so addictive and deeply spiritual. And I would be remiss not to mention the real clincher that solidified my love and appreciation for Costa Rica, which was meeting my beautiful Costa Rican wife, Christina, 13 years ago in Panama, and then having our son McKenna soon thereafter. So this place has attracted people from all over the world, drawn by its majestic nature, beauty, and rawness. It's what connects us all here. And if I could leave you all with anything, it would be to share my desire to see this community experiment, thrive, embracing our cultural differences and united with a shared desire to create something truly special and unique. This amazing opportunity we have to show the world that it's possible, because once we realize that it's possible to live in harmony with nature and all our neighbors on a smaller scale and local community, then it's possible to extend that model to the whole world. I know this seems like a fantasy or pipe dream, especially now when the forces driving the division and separation are unleashing their full force, but I have had too many revelations, unexplainable experiences, and visions realized to have any doubt of it happening. It is happening, and the time is now to make it real by simultaneously surrendering to the unfolding while also actively pushing our passions and creativity out into the world. Thank you.